All right, welcome to another episode of Nard Knows. And of course, I'm your host, Nard Davis Jr. And today's guest is coming fresh off a European League Football Championship of 2024. My guy, Marloshawn Franklin Jr., defensive
Wow,
back.
wow.
My man caught a pick in that game. But how you feeling, man?
I'm blessed, bro. I'm happy to be here. I told you I was gonna make it on the show sometime this season. So before I end up leaving Europe, we definitely had to get this together, bro.
Man, I thank you so much for the support and the recognition, bro. But it's all about you, my guy. Like I said, coming off a championship, beating the Vienna Vikings pretty thoroughly there, to say the least. But how are you feeling after a big win, after a season that kind of started off a little rocky? You could tell that the pieces were
Right.
trying to get figured out a little bit, and you figured it out. Obviously, Jadrian Clark at the helm. How do you feel after a season like that?
It's cool, bro. I think one part that people don't realize, like I came on the back end.
Mhm.
So I always like to say I'm just a piece to it. You know what I'm saying? They had a good product before I got here. So me just coming and being able to add my spin to it, just be a part of it really. But I think I was just talking to somebody. I was like, bro, I never lost a game in Europe. Like my first time with Hamburg, I think I went 7-0 with them. And on the back end of this season, went undefeated, won the championship with Rhein. So I'm undefeated in Europe. You know what I'm saying? I don't really like to talk about too many personal accolades, but this the time to do it. So
Mhm.
I'm gonna let it be.
Yeah, that's what I'm here for, my guy. Give you your flowers, man. Back-to-back champs, the Rhine Fire, and I got to talk
Yeah.
to Jadrian after he won last year, and now defensive presence that you brought. You know, how was it gelling with guys like Amari, who you have familiarity with, Amari Williams, great player. Getting acclimated to that defense, the terminology, the coaching staff, the environment. What was that process like?
It was really easy, bro. Like up here in Dusseldorf with the Rhein Fire, like between Coach Kent, um, Amari, and really all the defensive players, like, really open, welcoming me with open arms, you feel me? So I'm a people's person. I'm a professional too. So it wasn't nothing that I wasn't used to. Very much a professional environment up here. The defense that we ran is similar to a lot of the defense I ran either in Canada or in the NFL. My D coordinator, he was a long time CFL legend. D coordinator Richard Kent. So a lot of the play calls, hand signals, style of play, production on my part of what he was looking for out of me, it was identical to what I've been doing the last 3 years in the CFL. So it was a really good adjustment, a really quick adjustment, but definitely shout out to Amari because I think I came out here on a Thursday. We played Saturday in Madrid, so I flew out Thursday, practice one day, got on the airplane to Madrid. So I'm still learning hand signals on the field. I'm really not even trying to learn hand signals at this point. It's really like, hey, bro, what we in? We in two, we in three, we in one. I'm down, you high. It was that type of vibe for like the first game, but I definitely want to get some credit to that boy. He tied my shoes. I ain't gonna lie.
Hey, you need people like that, man. You definitely do, especially when football is a business and you came in a
Yeah.
little late. And I mean, natural ability is one thing, but the mental is another thing. Uh,
Oh yeah.
let's talk about that championship game, though, man. Like you guys were up 30-13 at halftime. What are you thinking at the half? Obviously, like confident, but up until that point, like what were you thinking? Touchdown, interception on both ends, but
Right.
fumble on their end. A lot of things was happening before you got that comfortable lead.
Yeah. Transparently, what was going through my mind second quarter? I'm really just feeling the vibe, bro. You feel me? Like we got about 40,000, 45,000 in the stands. They say Vienna is this, and we out here, we putting it on display. So I'm just like, it's up, bro. I don't never think it's over till, it's all the way over. So I ain't that type of guy, but I'm just seeing how far they want to take it. You know what I'm saying? I'm seeing my guys get comfortable. I'm seeing the offense, they got in the rolling. The coaches, they dialing it up. The fans loving it. And you know me, I'm just soaking all the energy up. Like, yeah, that's what we doing. This how it's supposed to look. This what execution look like. So I was excited second quarter. I knew we got the ball back, so I was happy we got that score right before the half. And I think that's one thing that the coaches any organization, they want a 2-for-1. So 2-for-1 basically is like you get a stop, you get a score, but then at halftime you get the ball back, you score again, then you get one more stop. So it's kind of like that 45 possession swing in the middle of the game though. And I think that kind of opened up because we've been able to do that, continuously my time here. So when I saw it, I'm like, oh yeah, we about to get a 2-for-1. It's up. Offense just scored right before the half, like 3-4 seconds left in the game. We come out, we score again, get a stop. And I think that opened it up for us. That made everybody kind of, it's hard to stop Rhein Fire once we get 2 possessions.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? Coach Kent, he get the dialing up the defense. Now we playing offense on defense. Now it's like, oh yeah, it's gonna be hard to keep in the game. So, and that's no discredit to Vienna. They definitely came in and did what they were supposed to do. I'm never that type of arrogant or cocky. I definitely give people their flowers, and I just felt like they got an opportunity to see us at our best. You know what I'm saying? I was a guy that came in because of injury. So yeah, I was just able to kind of just be in the moment and make my plays when they came, or take the plays that I needed to take when they came.
Okay. Now walk me through that interception, man, because you would look like you was high, and then all you did was just back up, and the ball fell right into your hands. But obviously, there's more to it than
Yeah.
that. What did you see?
So I'm so mad. So it's 4th and 20, right? It's 4th and 20. It was the play before. So actually 2 plays for the interception. It's 4th and 20. And he throw a deep ball. He throw a deep ball across the middle. And I high point the ball, but as I'm high pointing the ball, I go to catch it. And I got a receiver under me. So I'm trying to catch it. And as I'm, bringing the ball in, he kind of like taking my knees out in the middle. It's like you about to dunk on somebody, but you at the wreck, you like, oh, dog, don't take my knees out, cuz.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, dang, I'm feeling it. I'm like, all right, how can I catch the ball and brace myself? And I wasn't able to come down with the ball. So I'm hot. I'm like, damn, I missed it. So boom. No, it's 3rd down. So now it's 4th down. It's 4th and 20. One of our D linemen jump off sides. Now it's 4th and 10. Right. So I'm like, okay, I got a chance to get it again. So to actually play other interception, I think we like in a too high look, and I don't got no work my side, so I start working backside. And as I'm tracking the ball, I don't misjudge it, but I do it intentionally where I kind of undercut it because I can go up right now. But instead of going at the highest one, I kind of took a little drop step when I went to go get it. And really just got the swerving, bro. Like I was trying to score. I caught it on the 5, so I'm like, oh yeah, I gotta take it to the crib. And it's happening in slow motion. It's kind of like one of the movies, like you at the barbershop talking, and you like, damn, bro, like how I feel. I'm like, bro, I'm swerving. I'm trying to make it. End up falling short, but I took about 50, 60 yards. So I flipped the field for the offense, and that's my biggest thing. Like, definitely want to get in the end zone, but nonetheless, like we gotta flip it for the offense to get them boys some points. So, just a heads up play, just in the moment. Kind of one of the things I was telling you. We playing offense on defense, and when you up 2, 3 possessions, it's real easy to play DB. So definitely shout out to my D line because they could go. I think I had the best front 7 in Europe this year, so it was easy to play safety behind them boys.
Man, ain't nothing better than that. Knowing your guys is gonna take care of their job, and all you got to
Oh
do is
yeah.
sit there and watch and just make nothing get past you for sure. So when the clock hit 0, man, what was that feeling like? Like you said, in front of 40,000 plus fans, what was that feeling like? To a feeling of completion, I would assume.
I really don't know how to feel, bro. I feel like we're supposed to go to practice today in my mind. Like I'm still in it. So I don't think I'm gonna really have a true opportunity to like reflect or like think much about it until I probably get over the pond, get back to the fam, like, oh, I did just do that. We just ran it up over there. Like Europe was a success. So I'm still in it. But I definitely say just seeing like the joy from my teammates and the joy from the fans, that was something that I could instantly see, like, okay, like I could resonate with that. And even seeing like, the impact that I was able to add to the organization and the value I was able to add with my, personality, with my play style. Um, it was a moment for me and the guys to really just, have that moment. And they was already 2-time champions. So I could already see a lot of I'm like, oh, y'all been here before. Y'all done did this. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, okay, Marlon, you the new guy. You got one, they got two. So I'm already seeing them. They know exactly how to pose, what camera angles to hit. They like, you could just see like people that been there before. So it was cool just to see, and be a part of the organization. And got JC his second MVP. So that was cool to see. Me and JC played in 2021 with Hamburg. So we finally got one together. I know he lost that first season with Hamburg versus who they play? They play Frankfurt, I think. That
Yeah,
season one.
yeah, yep, Frankie, because they won one.
Yeah, so seeing me and JC finally getting to lock in and just get one together. So it kind of all made sense. And that's what it really felt like. It felt like everything made sense. Like my time away from my family, the time spent, watching film and staying up late, doing the whole football professional athlete thing. It just kind of was like, oh, okay, like this how it's supposed to be. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. Now, also in addition to the ring you just got, but
Yeah.
prior, you're a Hall of Famer, man. Let's dive into that, man. Like, what does
Oh
that
man.
mean? Tell the people about this Hall of Fame status that you just accumulated prior to winning the championship.
Yeah. So before I had went to Cal Berkeley, I went to junior college for 2 years in Arizona. And for those that don't know about JUCO, it's really like one of them situations where it's like barbecue and mildew. You know what I'm saying? Boom or bust. And I don't think I was taking my academics as serious as I should have, in high school. And I got an opportunity, a second opportunity to kind of make it right and go to junior college. So did some cool things in JUCO, had some pretty crazy stats. My sophomore year in JUCO, ended up leaving us like the top 5 corner in the nation. So was able to, take my talents and go to Cal. But at that time at my JUCO, it was kind of like a memorable moment like this, one of the ones I could reflect on and pull from, just like where my mind was, how my routine was, like just being ready and hungry for the opportunity. So my college reached out to me, and it's funny because when they reached out, I caught the email in my spam. You going through, how you travel, you just going through emails, you just trying to keep that number down so you don't look up you like 2,000 missed emails.
Yeah.
So I'm canceling some subscriptions and stuff like that. But then I see one that's like, you've been nominated for the Hall of Fame, and I'm like, I don't really want to click it because you know how to pop up spam be,
Yeah.
bro. I'm like,
Spam.
I ain't clicking that, man. So I click it, I'm reading, and I'm like, this sound right. So I just call in like, hey, what's going on? Like, I just got this email. Is this for real? They're like, yeah, like you gotta, send us some documentation, read the email again, and get us what we need. So boom, I submitted, I get my references, I get XYZ, and I think like a week or two before the game, they was like, you've been inducted. Like you're not just a nominee no more. I'm like, damn. I called my pops. I'm like, hey, bro, I'm in the Hall of Fame. Like it's for real now.
Mm-hmm.
My daddy, like, man, that's how it's supposed to be. You a Franklin, bro. Like, thank you for
Mm-hmm.
adding, the value to the last name. And my son, he a Franklin too. So it's 3 Marloshawns out there. So I'm like, man, my little dude gonna be able to come to the event. So it came full circle for me. And in the midst of it, I'm in the playoffs out here in Europe. And I really can't celebrate, I really can't spend too much mental time on it. But at the same time, I'm getting the recognition from the organization, and the college hasn't even came out and really said too much yet. But so far it's been amazing. I ain't really had a chance to spend that time mentally doing that neither. So I'm still decompressing a little bit to kind of give myself some, a little pat on the back, a little love.
Yeah, you got to, especially now. I mean, and to make it clear, that's Mesa Community College Hall of Famer Marloshawn Franklin
Yeah,
Jr. Okay, we got to make
yeah,
sure we put the details on that, my friend.
yeah.
Man,
That's
so
hard.
and congratulations on that too, man. I ain't
I
supposed to tell you
appreciate
that.
it, bro.
Too busy
I
worried about this
appreciate
championship. Now prior to that, you had a bunch of opportunities in the CFL,
it.
NFL. Those chapters in your life, obviously trying to get back to that. Who isn't? And you obviously shown the talent and the opportunity that was given. But in those chapters with the Edmonton Elks and your NFL time, what did you take from those experiences? Obviously, didn't go exactly how you wanted the storybook ending there, but or process. But when you look back at that now, where you are now, what do you take from those moments?
Mm. Hey, you kind of good at this, Nard. You asking them questions, bruh.
Hey
You
man.
making me think a little bit. What could I take away from it? The first thing that come to mind is like cashing out on your opportunities, man. So like one thing I always pride myself in from my time at Mesa and moving forward, because that was like a real pivotal point in my life. I think I started college at 17. I graduated from high school at 17. My birthday later in the year. So once I had to make that transition to Mesa, I think one thing that I always kind of reminded myself or told myself is that I want to look back at this and say I put myself in the best situation to win. And if I could do that and it don't work out, it's like, hey, that's just how it happened. But if I had something to do, if it was self-inflicted, if it was, something I wasn't willing to sacrifice for, then I don't know how that'll resonate with me. So I say like from opportunities, NFL, CFL, now coming to Europe with potential chance to come back. I just want to make sure that I can look back at anything I do in life and be able to say, I put myself in the best situation to win. I cashed out my opportunity. It wasn't something that was self-inflicted, whether it was politics, whether it was, something that was out of my control, then so be it. But if it was up to me and I had to say so, if it was, me not doing what I was supposed to do internally, then that'd be something that's like, hey man, you still ain't learning. But outside of that, I think from that experience at Mesa and even hindsight 2020, me being a Hall of Famer now, I feel like I didn't put myself in some good situations and being able to look back and say, you did what you were supposed to, bro. However the cards fell and they played,
Mm-hmm.
but it wasn't because of you.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep. And I mean, from a God vision, you fulfilling exactly what you were preordained to do. A lot of times we feel like we're supposed to do this or we're supposed to have that. And it's
Right.
hard because we have such high expectations. And from a youngster, we looked up to so and so and they were in the NFL or whatever, and we wanted
Yeah.
to emulate that. But we don't know their journey, which is why it's important for you to recognize and appreciate your journey.
No
Um,
doubt.
for you, man, at this point in your life, what would you name this chapter?
Ooh. So I'm shooting all off the hip. I ain't thinking too hard about the questions, right? So when
Mhm.
you said that, the first thing that came to mind, I just had post my championship picture on the gram, and my caption was the conclusion. So if that was my last interception that I ever got in my life, I emptied my clip. You feel me? Like I did what was given to me to be done.
Mhm.
Did I make it in Canton? Was I NFL Hall of Famer? No, but I got a college Hall of Fame. So it's
Mhm.
like, do I love the story? Yeah, I love it because it's mine. Is it what I always wanted? Yeah, it would have been Canton with a bust, but
Mhm.
I'm at Mesa with a Hall of Fame. So
Mhm.
I call it the conclusion until we
Mhm.
could open up the book again and I could keep writing. But I call it the conclusion.
Mhm.
I'm content, and that's something I've been really standing my notebook on, standing my faith on. Is just the blessings that I am having and just how they in abundance. We're talking about Hall of Fame. We're talking about championships. We're talking about my son, things like that. So I'm learning how to definitely continue to strive, but also be able to like appreciate, smell the roses. I'm giving you different phrases that people like to say,
Mhm.
but just like be more present. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know why content had like a negative connotation to it, but content is definitely the word. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying?
Mhm. Nothing wrong with that at all, man, because you got to find peace even in the chaos. Now, you mentioned your son a few times, man. I remember when I moved to Utah, and it was the first time I knew nothing about Utah. And all I knew was that it was an opportunity out here, and I'm gonna take it and
Yeah,
run with it. And in that time, I had to be separated from my daughter. At a very
okay.
young age, she had to stay in Michigan with her mom, and thankfully, I had a support system to look
Oh
after
yeah.
her until I get situated here. For you, man, you pretty much have an identical situation. Uh, how was that transition to be able to be in a whole nother country? Because I went to a whole nother state, but you went to a
Yeah.
whole nother country. What was that impact like? How did you get through those day to days?
I had did this once before because my son, I played with the Elks last season,
Mhm.
so my son got a chance to come up there. I think if I played 18 games, I think he probably came out for about 4 months. So he was there like maybe half of the season, a third of the season. So that was a lot more fluid than this part of it. And me only coming in the season, my tenure here was only going to be for 3 months. It was like, okay, well this no different than how the Canada situation was.
Mhm.
But it's difficult. I'm watching them grow on FaceTime.
Mhm.
But at the same time, I know I'm doing what I have to do, right? So I think the best thing for my son right now is for his dad to be happy and for his dad to be pursuing his dreams and obtaining resources for him so that he could be in a great situation, a better situation than I was in. But um, yeah, we talking 3 times a day on FaceTime. I'm watching him say new words. I'm watching him be a little boy.
Mhm.
So it's cool, bro. Like he very vocal.
Mhm.
Um, it's even just funny just thinking about it right now. Like, damn, my little dude, he don't even know his dad a Hall of Famer. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? He don't even know his dad won a championship. But these gonna be memories and conversations I'm gonna be able to have with him. And hindsight, I don't think he want his pops to, you know, to not walk out in this type of way. I think it was a proper situation for me. Like you mentioned, having a great resource, his mother, my mother, family, everybody definitely sacrificed for me to be here. So I think that's why even when I am here and I am places, it's just that easier for me to have that level of execution just because I know like I'm missing valuable time with somebody that really need me. So if I'm out here, I gotta come back with something. What Denzel said, I gotta come back from something. Like
Hey, come back with
it gotta
something.
make sense. You feel me? Like we ain't out here just playing. Like it don't matter what's going on. If it's practice, if it's treatment, we ain't out here just wasting time away from my little boy. So it's a lot of it is it's personal, but it's not a discomfort personal type of thing. But it's just it always put it in retrospect that this ain't we not playing. We
Yeah,
gotta do this.
we from around the way. We're
Yeah,
leaving with something.
we gotta do this. My little dude, he need me. So if I'm out here playing football and I'm gonna be a professional from the start to finish.
Okay. Couple more questions for you, man, because I appreciate you so much for your time, dude. Um, what do you love about football, man? What is it? Actually, you could think about that question because that's the second
Okay.
question. The question I
Okay.
want to piggyback off of is fatherhood. What is it? How has fatherhood amplified you? Because only parents
Ooh,
know the definition of what that means.
that's a good one, bro. So I talk to me and my partners about this all the time, and they like, do your son turn you up? Do he motivate you more? And I'm like, I'm pretty self-motivated. If I was to start the conversation or start the answer, I think it'd be because um, my mother like superwoman. You know what I'm saying? Like definitely anything that has been instilled in me or things that I picked up. Um, I think I definitely got to give a lot of credit to my OG because she one of the ones, and I think just her approach and just watching her, it definitely helped me with my approach. But to go back to the original question, I don't think my son necessarily motivates me more, but I think as I'm making these moves in life and I'm making these sacrifices, I think it's like I got like a second conscience. That's how I
Mhm.
like to think about it. Like I got
Mhm.
something that's present, but it's also something that is constant. Like it's constant, it's present. It's just something that I can't never really not have. You know what I'm saying? Um, but I don't want to say or discredit Lil Marlo for not motivating me,
Mhm.
but I think it makes my execution a lot more crisp. If I was to say that, like it give me something that I ain't really had before as far as execution. You know, when you're young or you just
Mhm.
don't have children, you
Mhm.
might think you're doing 10 out of 10, but until you had that little baby girl, that little baby boy, now it's like, oh yeah, it ain't nothing that I'm not gonna figure out. It ain't no rock that I'm not gonna turn over. So I think that execution and just that part of it, that facet, I think that's like fatherhood for me. Like my execution elite. I got to answer to somebody now.
Mhm.
Somebody looking for answers. So now it's like, yeah, we gonna find it. If we gotta go 6,500 miles to Europe to get an answer and figure this out, we gonna do that. If it's around the corner, we gonna do that. But
Mhm.
we gonna get one. Like
Mhm.
for sure, we gonna get one.
Mhm. And there, we all have that moment, whether you make it to the NFL, like those of us who dedicate our lives to football or have dedicated our lives to football, there was
Right.
always that one moment that happened, whether it was in, Pee Wee League or high school, college, where it was a make or break moment. Do I love this game or do I leave this game? You could have got
Yeah.
ran over or something, or it could have been a
Hmm.
touchdown, it could have been something good, but it was like, this is what I want to do. What moment was that for you? Why football?
Ooh, the moment. I think it's when I moved to Arizona. My mother moved me to Arizona to go to high school and play football. So for me, moving to Arizona was like going to college because it was like, hey man, you want to do this? We're gonna do it. We're gonna put you in an environment with people doing it. You're gonna be able to make your own path. It's really gonna be all on you. It ain't nothing that you're gonna be able to say, my mom ain't put me with this. It, you know what I'm saying? So the ball was in my court at a young age. And I think that me knowing that and really knowing what the opportunity was, I ran with it. And it was up to me. I think a lot of things that my mother has, threw me the oop on, I've been able to come down and
Down
do my
pat.
thing with it. So
Yeah.
I definitely got to give you some love on here today, OG. Appreciate you. You definitely throwing me a lot of oops in life. And now I'm able to call her, be like, hey, your baby a Hall of Famer. Your baby just won the ELF championship, or we on the way to Cal, that degree coming in, and different things that I felt like some of the sacrifices she made for me, and I'm able to pay it in full with her. Like, hey, remember that one thing that you set up for me? Look, we came back, I cashed in, mama. We good. Like everything you're doing is starting to make sense. Like, oh, you want a grandson? Boom, we got you a grandson. What's up? So I think that turning point, that's when I really knew. Um, was like, okay, this not a dream no more. This is the part where the dream over. This like the hard work part of it. But outside of that moment, I definitely say Mesa, bro. It's so funny how like God worked, bro. Like me being a Hall of Famer at Mesa. For the people that's gonna watch this and know me, they know like what type of time I was on when I was at Mesa. It was on some real like this was happening. Like this, it ain't nothing else gonna happen. Like I think at one point in Mesa, for me to graduate, bro, I was enrolled in like 27 classes, like 60 credits, all in 14 weeks. I got my whole degree in 14 weeks because I wasn't doing what I was supposed to do my first semester, my first year of college, and even, my first year in college and that first summer school that I had, I was still getting C's. And to go to Cal, you got to have like a pretty good GPA. So once I kind of started making the plays on the field, people started calling me, but they realized my academic situation. So a couple people turned their heads on me, but Cal was a school that was like, hey man, if you could do this, we want to work with you. So I just did what I had to do, buckle down. And I'm talking about Monday through Sunday, bro, for like a whole semester, like Saturday schools, like research papers, like anything that I could do to make it all happen. And I think them two moments right there, high school, moving to Arizona, and junior college.
Hey, well, we're gonna drop it right there, man. I want to thank you so much for taking the time out to join Nard Knows. Congrats on your championship, your Hall of Fame, and making your family proud, my guy.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Nard knows. Yeah, yeah. He manifested this, I swear he did. Nard knows, bring a story to the visual. Global, kick it with the athletes, good promo, dope show. Listen while you working, speaking with a purpose. Subscribe now, don't keep scrolling. Catch him on the web like Toby. Nard knows, inspire we like Kobe. Nard knows, Mamba mentality potent. From the streets of Detroit to TV, Nard knows.